then, and she came in the early 40s and never left. She was most of the kids who came to Hampton Park's first coach, whether it was baseball, basketball, football, track, tennis, ping pong, kickball, whether it was ruck, whether it was stretching. Amazingly, a tiny budget for arts and crafts, teaching kids to make bracelets and molds and Indian heads and so much more. She was a basketball coach at Bishop England High School, active physical education coach, and a great leader in her church and in her community. And she died at age 86, as Jerry said so fittingly, on Carolina Day. She had enormous presence. She had that capacity. It exuded from her. And to the children who came here, she was another mother, an aunt. She was a father, a friend, a coach, a disciplinarian, a picker-upper when they needed it, a cheerleader, a role model, and so much more. She helped make this area not a geographic part of our city, but a neighborhood. The great writer of cities, Jane Jacobs, often speaks about those characteristics of cities that when it's really working, it is a sense of neighborhood, those 1,000 invisible strands of affection and respect and accountability that tie people to each other. She helped us understand the importance of taking responsibility for each other. And I'd like to read one letter which is in the notebook, I'm sure. I happen to know this was signed in the real name, but I happen to know this letter was from Red Dog. And it says as follows: Dear Johnny and other alumni, as you know, I practically lived in the park from age 8 till the age of 18. Mrs. McMahon helped me almost on a daily basis. Looking back, she was one of the best influences on my young life. The best part about her love was that she would also let you know when you were going wrong and attempt to set you straight. Once when I was about 12, one of the other park boys gave me a black eye. Ms. McMahon looked at my eye, examined it to see if I could see okay, and then she said, I've been watching you, and you need to try to get along with others a little more. You probably deserve that shiner. End quotes. His letter continues, I was looking for a little sympathy. I didn't get sympathy, but I got what I really needed at the time, to be straightened out a little. Often as I look back on the many happy years spent on Hampton Park, and Mrs. McMahon was the heart and soul of the park, I know she helped hundreds of other boys and girls as she helped me. It's safe to say that every child who came through Hampton Park while Mrs. McMahon was here picked up something from her that was life-shaping, something that she probably never understood she was giving, and maybe subconsciously the child didn't either. But those characteristics and influences and examples that we draw on later in life, it's a reservoir that helps us be the kind of people we should. For me, I'll never forget at Bishop England football camp, after a grueling morning of practice, we'd come through for breakfast. Mrs. McMahon would be down there volunteering, and she wouldn't give you your grits or eggs until you smiled. And I thought, and that was 40-some years ago, and but I still think about that in my life, the importance of a smile and being friendly and being upbeat and optimistic. In the wonderful movie about Goodbye, Mr. Chips, as you recall, the wonderful headmaster in England, and he worked at the school for all of his life, and his wife died tragically. He didn't have any children, and as he was on his deathbed, one of the teachers, well, the teachers were hanging around, and they said, you know, it's too bad that Mr. Chips never had any boys, and he was hearing them. They didn't know it, and he opened his eyes and he said, "Yes, I did. They were all my boys." Well, Mrs. McMillan had 3 wonderful children, blessed by that, and she passed her wonderful lessons on to them. But for every child who came through Hampton Park, Genevieve Canapo McMillan was their mother as well. So today we dedicate this park in her honor, a fitting tribute to a life of giving to young people. But in addition to honoring her, it is our hope, it should be our hope, that this monument here will force people to ask in years to come why this playground was honoring this woman. And in finding out, they will be reminded of the responsibility that each of us have to guide and give accountability to the children of our lives. Thank you very much. I'd now like to ask Jerry and Judy and Freddie to come up and help me unveil the marker.
It's been a wonderful day. Thank you for coming. Relax and enjoy yourself.
Second mother to me. Really can't say anything other than fantastic lady. And thank you.
It's nice that it's dedicated to Miss McMillan. She was an integral part of all our lives, and I think helped us and probably where we are today because of her efforts.
A lot of questions were asked today and a lot of things were said about Ms. McMillan. But one of the things I would like to have had is a show of hands of those who were actual Hampton Park alumni during Ms. McManus's time here. And when they put them down, I wanted them to ask to see how many had never been kicked off the park by her, because anybody to raise their hand for that question, they had to be a liar. We had a great time. We love Ms. McMillan.
Hi, I'm Robert Johnson, and Miss McMillan was probably my second mother and did everything that my other mother didn't do when I was on the playground. She taught me everything from arts and crafts, paddle tennis, running track, playing baseball, ping pong, you name it. And I was pretty good at just about all of them, but everything, all my thanks really goes to her. This is a great dedication and a great way to remember